You coming to LA anytime soon?
Yeah, probably not for a minute. I got some things I gotta take care of.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in She-Hulk Episode 2.
Jennifer Waters. Wow. First off, namaste.
For this list, we're looking at the callbacks, Easter eggs, and hidden details in the second episode of Disney Plus's latest entry into the MCU. Since we'll be diving into the events of the episode, beware of Hulk-sized spoilers ahead. What was your favorite part of Episode 2? And did you catch the A113 reference to that famous classroom? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Wong versus Abomination.
No statements made by Emil Blonsky's attorney after shocking footage leaked showing the Abomination participating in what appears to be an underground fight club.
She-Hulk, attorney at law, marks the third major appearance for Hulk nemesis Emil Blonsky, aka Abomination, from 2008's The Incredible Hulk. Actor Tim Roth previously reprised his role in 2021's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings for a very brief Fight Club cameo.
That hurt, Emil. You want me to show you how it feels?
We see Abomination up against Wong in an enjoyable cage fight. When he returned to his cell via portal, we thought that the villain might have gotten special privileges. After all, Jen Walters did visit him in the same cell. The series implies that Abomination's trips were being kept from the public.
Mr. Blonsky, I was expecting...
Abomination, right?
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Oh, sorry about that.
It'll be interesting to find out why exactly the Sorcerer Supreme was spiriting Abomination away in other parts of this connected universe. Number 9. The Silence of the Lambs reference. When Jennifer Walters is about to meet Emil Blonsky, she makes a reference to a decidedly non-MCU movie. As the guard walks her down the hallway of the facility, Jen cracks a joke about a line from The Silence of the Lambs.
The prisoner is a very dangerous man.
So you're gonna serve me up with some fava beans and a nice Chianti?
Ma'am, this is a prison.
The dialogue was infamously said by Dr. Hannibal Lecter to FBI trainee Clarice Starling.
Census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
While this reference is often made for prison scenes in other shows, it's a deeper cut here. According to Hollywood Rumors, actor Tim Roth was nearly cast as the villain in 2001's Hannibal film. But Anthony Hopkins reprised the role instead before going on to play Odin in the MCU. As an added bit of irony, Mads Mikkelsen ended up being the one to play Lecter and a Marvel villain.
I'm beginning to suspect you're investigating me, Agent Crawford.
No, you were referred to me by Alana Bloom.
Number 8. Does it pay to be an Avenger? Thanks to Jennifer's extensive legal studies, she's always ready to ask the important questions. So when her BFF/paralegal pal Nikki brings up the possibility of Jen becoming an Avenger, the very practical Ms. Walters immediately worries about the possibilities of benefits.
You could be an Avenger.
Do the Avengers offer healthcare?
I don't know.
Maternity leave, a pension? Are they even paid?
She-Hulk could have gotten real confirmation if she'd talked to Sam Wilson. As we learned in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it doesn't exactly pay to be an Avenger.
Is there some kind of fun for heroes, or did Stark pay you when he was around? My condolences, by the way.
Thank you, but no, it doesn't really work like that.
He couldn't even get a bank loan. Both shows confirm that being a superhero isn't very lucrative. But hey, maybe she could get her face on a lunchbox.
Come to Raj. We'll get you back on the lunchbox.
Number 7. Ally McBeal.
Should be able to enjoy the fact that I just got an amazing new job and I can't.
These dodos never had to deal with this on their first day at work.
Head writer Jessica Gao has cited Ally McBeal as being a big inspiration on She-Hulk Attorney at Law. The legal comedy drama aired from the late 90s to the early aughts, starring Callista Flockhart as the titular lawyer. In the series, McBeal starts a new job at the firm Cage and Fish, just like Jen has to do at GLK&H.
Allie, I'm not the kind of lawyer who likes to get all adversarial with my opponent, so it's okay with me if you guys really want to represent Kimmy.
When Jen sulks in the bar after being fired from the DA's office, we can see the pilot episode of the series playing on the TV above her. And, coincidentally, Robert Downey Jr. suited up on Ally McBeal long before he put on metal armor. We wonder if Tony ever wondered why his identical twin was on the legal show.
Should be able to enjoy the fact that I just got an amazing new job job and I can't.
These dodos never had to deal with this on their first day at work.
Number 6, Hawkeye's arrows.
That Hawkeye guy, what happens to those arrows of his? I mean, does he go around and collect them when he's done?
It turns out that superheroes have to deal with supervillains and the pain of sitting through awkward family dinners, too. Sometimes they'll ask you to help out around the house by lifting refrigerators, a scene lifted straight out of a She-Hulk comic. At dinner, Jen is bombarded with questions and unsolicited opinions. But her dad, Morris, is really focused on whether or not Hawkeye has to pick up his arrows.
So back to Hawkeye. It's pretty hazardous to leave those things lying around.
He clearly wasn't in New York around Christmas time. If Morris had been, he would have seen Clint Barton go to extreme lengths to recover his arrows so he could reuse them for a final showdown.
How do we get more trick arrows?
Well, there are no more trick arrows.
Like in the world?
Basically, have a few more trick arrow heads. You can't just put them on any shaft, you know?
So we really have to get these back.
Maybe Jen can invite Hawkeye to the next family meal so Morris can learn what we know all too well. Number 5, Holden Holloway recruits Jen Walters in a bar. Episode 2 sees Jen losing her job at the DA's office.
No, Jen, I'm sorry. I have to let you go. This makes you a liability for the DA's office.
Wait, you're firing me?
Why? Because she saved the jury. During Dan Slott's 2004 run of the She-Hulk comics, she's fired for leaving court to help the Avengers save the world. In both cases, the firm of GLK&H argues that the jury was influenced by Jen's heroics, resulting in a mistrial.
Since you saved the lives of the entire jury today, GLK&H argued that the jury was then biased in your favor.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Like, let them get hit in the face with a desk and then they have blunt force trauma and they're all bleeding out all over the courtroom floor?
But her impressive argument made her former legal rival, Holden Holloway, offer Jen a job at GLK&H while she's drinking at the bar. This mirrors the events of She-Hulk number 1. However, when she falls over after returning to her human form, it's actually in front of Holloway and not her soon-to-be ex-boss. Either way, Jen's career trajectory changes in a bar.
I'd like to offer you a job.
Is this a joke?
I'll never joke.
Number 4, a different Bruce.
Your cousin, the Hulk.
My cousin Bruce.
Semantics, he was the Hulk, wasn't he? You know, and I tried to kill him.
Since Jen Walters' first client is Emil Blonsky, aka Abomination, we expected references to 2008's The Incredible Hulk starring Edward Norton. The best nod comes when she calls her cousin Bruce to let him know she'll be representing a villain who tried to slay him. Surprisingly, the rageful hero takes the news much better than she expected. The other major shock is Bruce's cheeky line about how much the two of them have changed.
That fight was so many years ago, I'm a completely different person now, literally.
Although Ruffalo didn't break the fourth wall, he's clearly acknowledging that he took over the role from Edward Norton. Bruce's hilarious line is still somehow more subtle than the time Don Cheadle mentioned Rhodey's recasting.
Didn't expect to see you here. Look, it's me. I'm here to deal with it. Let's move on.
Number 3, Library of Comics at GLK&H. Jen has an awkward introduction to her new gig at GLK&H.
I am totally qualified, but now everyone around here is always going to think this is the only reason I got the job. It's so unfair.
Holloway asks her to Hulk out while at work, which is the opposite to what he tells the lawyer in the She-Hulk comics. As she makes her way through the building and addresses the audience, we see everyone gawk at the Jade Giantess.
We are the first top-tier law firm to launch an entire division dedicated to superhuman law.
God, is this why they hired me? Okay, this sucks.
In a blink and you'll miss it moment, you can see an office with a shelf full of Marvel comics that includes Captain America. This is likely a nod to She-Hulk number 2 when Jen meets Stu Cicero, the librarian of GLK&H's vintage comics collection housed in the basement. It turns out comics are admissible in court. Talk about meta.
You read these in your spare time? Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Number 2, America's phone screen.
Back to what I was saying before, my theory.
Oh, God.
Steve Rogers did not have a girlfriend before he went into the service.
As we saw in the She-Hulk premiere, Jennifer Walters is really curious about Steve Rogers. The second episode doubles down on her interest in the Star-Spangled Man with a Plan with a hilarious Easter egg. When she gets a text about a family dinner, the lock screen on her phone has a familiar image that focuses on a certain Captain America's ass set. The references to Steve's buns of vibranium have been increasing more and more ever since Scott's comment in Endgame.
That suit did nothing for your ass.
No one asked you to look, Tony.
It's ridiculous.
I think you look great, Cap. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
Whether Jen is really patriotic or just likes The View, there's no doubt who Jen's favorite Avenger is.
That is America's ass.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jen's computer.
Jen, what are you doing? Eye on the prize.
During Jen's job search, her computer screen is a gold mine for MCU Easter eggs. Like in Episode 1, we get a QR code, though this time it goes to a free copy of She-Hulk #1. There's also an ad for the coveted Iron Man 3 sneakers. And after waiting for almost a year, we finally get a reference to the giant celestial that was left in the ocean during the events of Eternals. However, the biggest Easter egg was a headline that read, "Man fights with metal claws in bar brawl." This is obviously a reference to the mutant Wolverine. Phase 4 has been full of X-Men teases. By the end of the show, we might just see a mutant in court.
Remarkable metal doesn't run through your entire body, does it?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.